Right now, while you're watching this, somewhere a man is apologizing for having an opinion. Another man is canceling plans with his friends because his girlfriend doesn't feel comfortable. Another is agreeing to something he hates just to avoid conflict. And every single one of these men thinks he's being a good partner. In reality, he's failing a test he doesn't even know he's taking. Let me explain something that will fundamentally change how you understand relationships. Some women constantly evaluate your strength, and the moment you stop demonstrating it, attraction dies. These evaluations aren't conscious or malicious. She's not sitting there with a clipboard marking down your failures. It's deeper than that. It's biological, instinctive, primal. Her subconscious is constantly asking, is this man strong enough to handle life? Can he protect? Can he lead? Can he stand firm when everything pushes against him? And the way she finds out is by pushing against you herself. Some women intentionally ask for things you don't want to do, not because they really want these things, but because they need to know if you can say no. She suggests dinner with her annoying friends for the third weekend in a row. She wants you to skip the gym to watch reality TV. She asks you to cancel your poker night because she's lonely. These aren't real requests, they're tests of your backbone. I had a client whose girlfriend would constantly suggest expensive restaurants they couldn't afford. He'd go, stress about money, put it on credit cards. She'd seem happy during dinner, but distant afterwards. When he finally said, "We can't afford this, let's cook at home," her entire energy changed. She became more affectionate, more attracted, more invested. She didn't want the expensive dinners. She wanted to know he could say no. Attraction rises when a man can say no. This is the paradox that destroys modern relationships. Men think being agreeable, accommodating, and flexible makes them good partners. But agreeability isn't attractive. It's comfortable, safe, predictable, and boring. Some women would rather fight with a man who stands his ground than relax with one who always gives in. The ability to decline demands signals something profound. It says you have your own life, your own priorities, your own identity. This says you're not desperate for approval. It says you're choosing to be with her, not needing to be with her. And choice, real choice that could go either way, is incredibly attractive. Agreeableness kills desire faster than almost anything else. When you always say yes, always accommodate, always prioritize her needs over yours, you become predictable. And predictability is death to attraction. She knows exactly what you'll do, how you'll react, what you'll accept. There's no mystery, no challenge, no excitement. You become furniture, comfortable but ignorable. I counsel men who've become human golden retrievers, eager to please, always happy, never disagreeing. They're shocked when their partners lose interest. But I do everything she wants. Exactly, that's the problem. You've become a service provider, not a partner. An employee, not a leader. A boy trying to please mommy, not a man she respects. Some women take note of everything, your voice, tone, and energy. When you speak, it's not what you say, but how you say it. You can set a boundary with perfect logical explanation, but if your voice wavers, if your eyes dart away, if your body language screams discomfort, she knows you don't really mean it. The words are worthless without the energy behind them. A client told his girlfriend he needed Thursday nights for himself. Explained it perfectly. Need personal time and mental health. Maintain friendships. But he said it like he was asking permission. Voice went up at the end like a question. She agreed verbally, but tested it immediately. Can you skip just this Thursday? He folded instantly. The boundary wasn't real because the energy wasn't there. Politeness can hide a lack of personal power. Men who are overly mannered, always proper, constantly worried about offending. They're not being civilized, they're being castrated. Years of school teaching you to sit still, be quiet, raise your hand. Years of HR departments warning about being problematic. Years of social conditioning to be nice above all else. It strips away the raw masculine edge. The modern workplace especially destroys masculine energy. Consensus building, collaboration, avoiding conflict, emotional intelligence workshops. These might make you a good employee, but they make you a terrible romantic partner. Some women don't want a man who speaks in corporate buzzwords and always seeks compromise. They want someone real, raw, unfiltered. Some women read social cues with extraordinary speed. Within seconds of meeting you, she knows if you're genuine or performing. She can sense if you're speaking from your core or from a script. She can feel if you're a man who knows himself or one who's still asking for permission to exist. This isn't conscious analysis, it's instantaneous recognition. The micro-expressions give you away. The slight hesitation before disagreeing.
The way you look around to see who's listening. The nervous laugh after stating an opinion. The quick backtrack when someone frowns. She sees it all, catalogs it, and makes her assessment. Leader or follower, protector or protected, masculine or neutered. Real boundaries are shown in the moment, not explained in therapy speak. Authentic limits aren't "I feel uncomfortable when you" statements. They're immediate, decisive reactions. She disrespects you in public, you leave. She crosses a line, you call it out instantly. No committee meeting, no processing, no negotiation. The boundary is the immediate consequence. I watched a couple at a restaurant. She was being nasty, criticizing everything about him. He sat there taking it. Then she said something about his mother. He stood up, put money on the table, and walked out. No drama, no explanation, just action. She chased him to the parking lot, apologizing profusely. They're still together.
She never disrespected him publicly again. Saying no always carries risk, and that's exactly why it works. Every refusal could lead to an argument. Every boundary might cause her to leave. Every time you stand firm, you risk losing her. But that risk is precisely what makes it attractive. It demonstrates you value something more than her approval, yourself. High-value men don't fear disagreement. They don't need everyone to like them. They don't require constant validation. They speak their truth whether it's popular or not. In a room full of people agreeing, they're comfortable being the dissenting voice. This isn't about being contrarian. It's about being authentic, regardless of consequences. A successful entrepreneur I know was dating a woman who constantly tested boundaries, wanted him to fire his female assistant, wanted access to his phone, wanted him to stop seeing certain friends. He said no to all of it. She threatened to leave multiple times. He said, "I'll miss you, but I won't change who I am." She never left. She became more attracted. Attractive men hold a primal presence that modern society tries to eliminate. This isn't about being rude, aggressive, or domineering. It's about being rooted so deeply in who you are that external pressure doesn't move you. It's the energy of a man who knows his worth, knows his direction, and won't be deterred by anyone's disapproval. This presence terrifies weak people and magnetizes strong ones. Some women are drawn to men they can't control, can't manipulate, can't reshape. The very fact that you won't bend to their will makes them want you more. It's counterintuitive to everything modern dating advice teaches, but it's observable reality. Some women trust men who lead themselves before trying to lead others. If you can't say no to her, how can she trust you to say no to others? If you fold under her pressure, what happens when life applies real pressure? If you can't stand up to her, how can you stand up for her? Leadership starts with self-leadership. A man who speaks with conviction gains instinctive trust, not the careful, measured speech of someone trying not to offend, but the direct communication of someone who knows what they think. Even if she disagrees with your position, she respects that you have one. Conviction is attractive. Uncertainty is not. Social conditioning weakens masculine behavior systematically, from kindergarten teaching boys to be quiet and still, to universities promoting consensus over leadership, to workplaces punishing directness. Every institution shapes men into something women don't actually want. They say they want sensitive, but reward strong. They request emotional, but choose stoic. The mixed messages are intentional confusion. Society tells men to be soft, while some women are attracted to hard. Culture promotes equality, while biology responds to hierarchy. Modern values preach sameness, while attraction requires polarity. Men trying to follow all these contradictory instructions end up nowhere. Practicing assertiveness is essential for rebuilding masculine presence. Start small. Disagree in low-stakes situations. State preferences clearly. Stop apologizing for existing. Stop explaining yourself constantly. Stop seeking permission for your choices. Build the muscle of standing firm until it becomes natural. I tell men to practice with service workers, not rudely, but clearly. No, I don't want fries with that. No explanation, no sorry, just no. Order what you actually want at restaurants instead of what's easiest. Send back food that's wrong. These small acts rebuild the confidence to stand firm in bigger moments. Pickup lines, game, and techniques don't fix the core issue. You can memorize every routine, every neg, every push-pull technique, but if you don't have genuine masculine presence, it's just performance. Some women sense the difference immediately. The words might be right, but the energy is wrong. It's like a wolf costume on a sheep. Surface-level tactics create surface-level connections. Even if techniques get initial attraction, maintaining it requires authentic masculine energy. The moment you run out of routines and have to be yourself, if that self is agreeable and weak, she's gone. You can't fake frame forever. Attraction depends on the man's internal foundation, not external strategies. Your success with women improves dramatically when you stop prioritizing their approval, when you stop needing them to like you, when you stop fearing their rejection, when your validation comes from living according to your values, not their reactions. This internal shift changes everything. Your voice deepens naturally, your eye contact becomes steady, your body language opens up, your decisions become faster, your boundaries become clearer. You stop asking, "Is this okay?" and start stating, "This is what's happening." Some women stay attracted when they know you can walk away. Not threatening to leave, not ultimatums, but genuine ability to leave if necessary. This isn't holding the relationship hostage. It's having standards that matter more than being in a relationship. It's choosing to stay rather than needing to stay. The most powerful position in any relationship is being willing to lose it. When she knows you'd rather be alone than disrespected, she respects you. When she knows you'd leave rather than compromise your values, she values you. When she knows you choose her daily rather than need her, she chooses you back. Mastery of relationships requires mastering male presence consistently, not sometimes strong, sometimes weak, not confident at work, but submissive at home, not assertive with friends, but agreeable with her. Consistent, congruent masculine energy across all contexts. This is what separates men who maintain attraction from those who lose it. The testing never fully stops. Even in great relationships, there are moments where she pushes against your boundaries, not maliciously, but instinctively. She needs to know you're still the man she chose, that life hasn't softened you, that you haven't become complacent. The test is eternal, and passing it is what keeps attraction alive. I see marriages where men stop standing firm years ago. They say yes to everything, avoid all conflict, prioritize peace over principle. Their wives look at them with barely concealed contempt. These men think they're being good husbands. They're actually being roommates their wives no longer respect or desire. The sexual dynamic reveals everything. Couples where the man maintains frame have active intimacy. Where he's become agreeable, sex becomes a reward system or disappears entirely. She can't desire someone she doesn't respect. She can't respect someone who doesn't respect himself enough to say no. Some modern men have been programmed to see masculine energy as toxic. They've been told standing firm is stubborn, having boundaries as controlling, saying no is selfish. So they suppress every masculine instinct, then wonder why their relationships lack passion. You can't kill your masculine energy and expect feminine energy to be attracted to what's left. The pendulum swung too far from genuinely toxic behavior to labeling all masculine behavior as toxic, from addressing real problems to creating new ones. Now men are afraid to be men, and some women are frustrated that men aren't men. The very qualities some women say they hate are often the ones they're attracted to. I counsel couples where the woman literally begs the man to be a man, to make decisions, to stop asking permission, to take charge. But years of conditioning have made him afraid. He's been punished for masculine behavior so long that he's forgotten how to access it. The relationship becomes a frustrating dance of her pushing for leadership while he refuses to lead. The biological programming doesn't care about modern sensibilities. Millions of years of evolution don't disappear because of 50 years of social progress. At a primal level, some women are attracted to strength, leadership, and protection. These aren't social constructs. They're biological imperatives that ensured survival. This doesn't mean being a caveman or disrespecting women. It means understanding that attraction operates on ancient software. Respect her as an equal human while maintaining masculine polarity. Be kind without being weak. Be considerate without being spineless. Be loving without being submissive. The men who understand this balance succeed in relationships. They treat partners with respect while maintaining their own boundaries. They're supportive without sacrificing themselves. They're emotionally available without being emotional doormats. They found the sweet spot between a pushover and a domineering. Let me give you specific examples of passing these tests. She wants you to skip your workout. No, but I'll see you after. She doesn't like your friend. I understand your concern, but he's my friend and that won't change. She wants access to your phone.
My phone is private. If you don't trust me, we have bigger issues. Notice none of these responses are mean or dismissive. They're just firm. You're not attacking her for asking. You're not getting defensive. You're simply stating your position clearly and without apology. This is what standing firm looks like in practice. The delivery matters as much as the message. Same words said differently have opposite effects. No with anger sounds aggressive. No with fear sounds weak. No with calm confidence sounds attractive. Practice saying no without emotion, without explanation, without justification. Just no. Some women will escalate when you first start standing firm. If you've been agreeable for years, suddenly having boundaries triggers extinction burst behavior. She'll test harder, push more, create bigger drama. This is where most men fail. They stand firm once, see the reaction, and retreat back to agreeability. You have to weather this storm. The extinction burst is actually a good sign. It means the test is working. She's checking if this new boundary is real or temporary. If you fold now, you've not only failed the current test, but made future tests harder. If you hold firm, the testing decreases and respect increases. I had a client whose wife would throw tantrums when he started saying no, crying, yelling, threatening divorce. He held firm. After 3 months of this, she completely changed, became more affectionate, more respectful, more attracted. Later, she told him, "I was testing if you'd really changed, or if it was just a phase." The counterintuitive truth is that some women want you to pass these tests. They're not trying to break you, they're trying to find you. Find the real you under all the social conditioning. Find the man under the nice guy mask. Find the leader under the follower facade. But here's the warning. Some partners don't want you to pass. Some people specifically choose agreeable partners they can control. When you develop backbone, they'll leave. And that's good. A relationship where you can't be yourself isn't worth preserving. Better alone than neutered. The quality of women you attract changes when you develop masculine frame. Controlling, manipulative types lose interest. Healthy, confident women become interested. You stop attracting those who need a servant and start attracting those who want a partner. The shift in dating options is dramatic. Online dating particularly rewards men with strong frame. Your profile might get fewer matches, but higher quality ones. Women who want reality TV drama, swipe left. Women who want actual partnership, swipe right. You're not casting a wide net anymore. You're fishing for specific fish. The workplace dynamic affects how you show up in relationships. If you spend 8 hours daily being agreeable, consensus building, and conflict avoidant, that energy carries home. You can't flip a switch from corporate drone to masculine presence. This is why many successful businessmen fail in relationships. They've trained themselves out of attractive behavior.
Some men need to actively deprogram from professional conditioning. After work, do something that rebuilds masculine energy. Lift weights, practice martial arts, compete in something. Activities where being agreeable doesn't help, where results matter more than feelings, where conflict is necessary rather than avoided. The friend group you keep affects your ability to maintain frame. If your friends are all agreeable nice guys, you'll have no models for masculine behavior. If they're all in relationships where they're clearly subordinate, that becomes normalized. Surround yourself with men who maintain their identity in relationships. I noticed men who maintain strong male friendships maintain better frame in relationships. They have somewhere to express unfiltered masculinity. They have accountability from other men. They have examples of different ways to be. The isolated man becomes the agreeable man because he has no reference point for anything else. Physical fitness directly correlates with ability to maintain frame. Not about being huge or ripped, but about the confidence that comes from physical capability. Knowing you can protect, provide, perform gives unconscious confidence that women detect. The gym isn't about vanity, it's about building the foundation of masculine presence. The way you handle small conflicts predicts how you'll handle big ones. If you can't say no to dessert you don't want, you can't say no to major boundary violations. If you apologize for having preferences, you'll apologize for having needs. Build strength in minor moments to have it for major ones. Some women test through comparison to other men. Sarah's husband bought her a car. Mike takes Ashley on monthly vacations. David always agrees with Jennifer. These aren't real requests. They're tests to see if you'll abandon your financial sense, your values, your identity to compete with other men for her approval. The response to comparison test is always the same. I'm not him. Simple, direct, undefended. You're not competing with other men for who can be the biggest pushover. You're being yourself, and she can take it or leave it. Usually, she'll take it and respect you more for not playing the game. Sexual initiation is a test disguised as rejection. She turns you down to see if you'll beg, pout, or get angry. The attractive response is indifference. Okay, I'll be in the garage. No drama, no negotiation, no emotional manipulation, just acceptance and redirection. This often leads to her initiating later. The money test is universal. Some partners constantly push financial boundaries, want things you can't afford, demand lifestyle upgrades, compare your provision to others. Men who maintain financial frame, regardless of emotional pressure, keep their money and their relationship eventually. I know millionaires whose wives respect them less than construction workers whose wives adore them. The difference? Frame. The millionaire who lets money requests control him becomes a walking ATM. The construction worker who maintains boundaries despite having less becomes a respected partner. Child rearing becomes a massive frame battle. She wants one approach, you want another. Most men defer to maternal instinct and become secondary parents in their own homes, then wonder why their wives see them as another child rather than a partner. Maintaining frame as a father means having equal say in raising your children. Social media creates new tests modern men aren't prepared for. She posts relationship complaints to get validation from strangers. She shares private moments for likes. She creates narratives about your relationship for public consumption. Men with frame set clear boundaries about digital privacy. Men without frame become characters in her online story. The emotional manipulation test is subtle but devastating. Some partners use tears, anger, or silent treatment to control behavior. They've learned that emotional displays get results. Men with frame recognize manipulation and don't reward it. The tears don't change the boundary, the anger doesn't create compliance, the silence doesn't generate pursuit. I tell men to watch for emotional patterns. Does she get upset right when you're about to see friends? Does she start fights before your hobbies? Does she feel sick when you have plans? These aren't coincidences. they're control mechanisms. Maintaining frame means following through with your plans regardless of the emotional weather. The family integration test reveals frame quickly. Her family tries to control your relationship. Her mother has opinions about everything. Her sisters judge your decisions. Men with frame politely but firmly establish that her family doesn't run your relationship. Men without frame become managed by committee. Career decisions become frame tests. She wants you to take the safer job. She wants you to work less. She wants you to work more. She has opinions about your professional choices based on how they affect her. Maintaining frame means making career decisions based on your goals, not her anxiety. The social circle test is constant. She doesn't like certain friends. She wants to control where you go, who you see, what you do. Some men slowly sacrifice their entire social life for relationship peace, then wonder why they feel trapped and resentful. Maintaining friendships despite disapproval is essential frame maintenance. The hobby elimination test is gradual but devastating. First, it's you spend too much time on it. Then it's expensive. Then it's immature. Slowly, everything you enjoyed before her becomes a problem. Men with frame keep their hobbies. Men without frame become hollow shells of their former selves. Travel and vacation become frame battlegrounds. She wants specific destinations, particular hotels, certain activities. Your preferences become secondary to her Instagram vision. Men with frame contribute equally to travel planning. Men without frame become photographers for her social media fantasy. The communication style test is ongoing. She wants you to talk more, share more, be more emotional, but when you do, she loses attraction. Because what she really wants is for you to communicate like her while remaining fundamentally different from her. Maintain your natural communication style